Hi students, welcome to today's class. Are you fine dears? Good. In the previous class we discussed about Perumals and Naduvari Swarupams. Today we will continue the chapter. During the medieval period, internal and external trade made great progress in Kerala. Cardamom, pepper, ginger, cotton, pearl, and precious stones are the goods that were exchanged from Kerala. Goods from other lands also reached the markets of Kerala by trade, like clay pots, fishing net, silk, etc. Earlier, trade was carried out through the exchange of goods for goods. Later, goods began to be exchanged for money. Trade groups, namely Anchuvanam, Manigramam, etc., existed during the period. They were the trade groups that existed in Kerala from the 9th to the 13th century CE. Coastal towns of Kerala were the major commercial centers. Realizing the importance of trade, the Perumals extended every help to the trade groups. Tax on trade was an important source of income during the period. Maritime trade attained tremendous progress during the period. The demand for exported goods increased. This resulted in the increase in the cultivation of such crops in rural areas. These goods were exchanged in the markets. The development of markets helped in strengthening the local trade. Anandapuram, Kollam, Kochi, Kozhikode, and Pandalayani were the major markets of the period. The major ports were Kollam, Kochi, Kozhikode, and Valapattanam. Several goods reached the markets in Kerala through land and sea trade. Next, language, art, and literature. Do you think Malayalam have been in use since ancient times? No. It is generally believed that Malayalam has evolved from Tamil. Sanskrit also has greatly influenced the development of Malayalam. Vatteluthu and Koleluthu were the scripts used to write Old Malayalam. Krishna Gada by Cherusheri, Adhyatma Ramayanam Kilipattu, and Mahabharatam Kilipattu by Eഴുത്തച്ഛൻ, Tullal literature of Kunjan Nambiyar, etc., contributed to the development of the Malayalam language. The Muhyiddin Mala, written in Arabi Malayalam by Qasim Muhammad in the 17th century, and Puttan Pana, written by Arnos Padiri in the 18th century, enriched the language. Besides these, the Vadakkan Pattu, Tekkan Pattu, and Thoril Pattu also contributed to the popularity of Malayalam. Students, now observe this picture. These are a few art forms that developed in medieval Kerala. Dance and music flourished in temples during the period. Koothu, Kodiyattam, and Kathakali were staged in the Koothambalam attached to temples. Hence, these art forms came to be known as temple arts. The ritual art forms like Theyyam, Tira, and Kalampattu were performed in kavus and other places of worship. They were more popular than the temple arts. Apart from these, several other art forms were performed in connection with the rituals and celebrations of different religious communities. Oppana, Margamkali, Chavittu Nadagam, etc. are a few examples. Next, knowledge. Medieval Kerala had gained much progress in the field of knowledge. Shankara Narayanan was a famous astronomer during the reign of Perumals. He has authored Shankara Narayaniyam, a book on astronomy. The contributions of Samgrama Madhavan to mathematics gained worldwide acclaim. Ashtanga Hridayam on Ayurveda was also written during this period. The two important literary works on history, Mushaka Vamsham and Tuhafatul Mujahideen, were also written during the medieval period. The centers of education during the period were attached to temples and were known as shalais. Example, Kandallur Shalai, Vizhinyam Shalai, Parthiva Shekharapuram Shalai. Those attached to Buddhist centers were known as Palli. A different socio-economic system developed in Kerala by the 18th century. Language, art, literature, and knowledge gained a unique identity during the period. So, students, in this chapter, we discussed about copper plates are a major source of information on medieval Kerala. Kerala developed as a distinct administrative territory during the reign of Perumals. Agriculture and trade formed the base of economy during the Perumal reign. Chieftains gained power with the decline of the Perumals. The areas ruled by the chieftains were known as Swarupams. Then domestic and foreign trade flourished, leading to the development of new markets and ports. Malayalam language got enriched, and literature, art, and knowledge prospered. Students, I hope all of you understood this chapter very well. That's all for today. We'll meet you in the next class. Thank you.